There was no way that the Chiefs were going to lose that game. There was no way the Chiefs were going to lose that game. Um, you got the Swifty Nation behind them. It's Sunday Night Football. Taylor Swift at the game. Um, Taylor Swift at the game. You got uh, you know Blake Lively, Hugh Jackman, Ryan Reynolds, and you got Kelce on the field and Patrick Mahomes. There was no way that what Zach Wilson was up against. And not only that, the zebras, the refs were helping the Chiefs out. I've never seen a more blatant holding call that wasn't called in a game before than ever. Um, and not only that, and Sauce Gardner, the hold on Sauce Gardner was just like, I'm not gonna say anything about the Super Bowl, but it's starting to get out of hand to a point where Patrick Mahomes isn't likable to the league because of what's happening, and it's almost like he's completely oblivious to the care that he gets from the league. I mean, this game he was awful. 18 for 30, 203, one touchdown, two interceptions, one sack, and then a 63 quarterback rating. And they talk about, oh, he's great on the ground. They complain about the receivers, right? Oh, the receivers aren't doing this, receivers aren't doing that. Patrick Mahomes, one thing, I think the Jets figured it out. You want to beat Patrick Mahomes, make him throw from the pocket. Contain him in the pocket, make him throw in the pocket. I think that's going to be a reoccurring theme this year, making him throw in the pocket. Zach Wilson on offense, I think that he did what he was supposed to do. 105 quarterback rating, hit the people he needed to hit. He made big plays. I think if they would have got an opportunity, which they should have, they would have won the game. They would have went down and scored. There was no way that the Chiefs defense was going to stop New York. Um, I thought Garrett Wilson really started emerging really as that true possession receiver, go-to guy. Um, if they don't fumble that ball, which I like how Zach Wilson took blame for it. Um, I like if they don't recover that fumble that ball. I think the Jets run away with this one, especially how they mustered back into it. Quinn Williams is a dog. C.J. Mosley dog. But I just feel like the Jets aren't a bad team. They're not a bad team. And I think that what Zach Wilson went through in the first season, we everyone hyped up the Jets, and let's understand the Jets last year were okay. Like they had a good start, but teams figure out who they are. Um, but the Jets aren't a bad team, and there's a good group of players that can really make a big difference. Really kind of change the season around. They played some tough opponents. It wasn't like the Jets were have been playing anybody tough. Like you got to think of their first four games. They played the Bills, right? The Cowboys, the Patriots, and the Chiefs. They played four tough teams. They got the Broncos. They got the Eagles next, which hey, that's my Eagles. But the Giants, their schedule starts to get lighter, so they're going through the tough part of their schedule. Um, Zach Wilson taking blame is something that's going to probably move the dynamic and move the needle as far as having more trust in him after the previous years. And when you humbly come back from something like that, the team is more on your back. For the Chiefs, we never can count the Chiefs out, but the tender and care that they're getting, in these primetime games is just insane. It was almost like they wanted the Detroit Lions to lose in the first game of the season. But I think they have a tough schedule as well too. They got the Vikings. I think are going to play tough. The Broncos. We'll see how they operate. The Chargers and Broncos. They got the Dolphins on their schedule. They got the Eagles on their schedule. They got the Bills, Bengals, and the Patriots on their schedule. So I think that I think that we have to truly understand that the Chiefs. This is not going to be this season we look at, and the Chiefs go on and just dominate every team. They're going to have to fight for the wins. Last year they fought for wins as well too, but I'm gonna end this by this. It's getting annoying, um, and not just from the Chiefs, but the referee play, the referee performance. It's really getting out of hand, and I do think that pass interference, defensive holding should be a challengeable call. It's a pride issue. These refs do not want to be wrong on the field, and they have to look past that for the integrity of the game. You know, you can't. Your margin of error as a referee can't be tight, especially if you can't say anything about them when you get fined. But there has to be some type of accountability outside of just submitting the tape and then they that hey look they made bad calls. There has to be something outside. There has to be a true accountability for the referees that we know about, that we visibly can see, outside of just hey don't talk about the referee, because some of the calls that we see of the past couple of years are just awful. And that non-holding call and the pass interference call on Sauce Gardner is just really insane to me. And the DBs, you can't play defense now against the Chiefs.